Everyone, and welcome to Keto Living. So today I'm excited to bring you another recipe that was inspired by my friend Beth Graves, but I'm turning it into a Southwest chicken spaghetti casserole, and I think hers was a chicken spaghetti. And so I like Southwest flavors. I like spicy food, and so this was really good. Now you can modify this recipe to your own heat level. It's not that important. But this is just the way that I like to have it. You can use milder flavors. So anyway, but I'm really excited about it. It's really good. And I promise you this week I will not cut you off while I'm tasting it. So just let me say, if this is your first time visiting, welcome to my channel, and I'm so glad that you're here. And if you've not subscribed, please make sure you hit that little subscription button down there, and make sure you tap the bell too. Alright, without further ado, let's get down here and start our recipe. Okay guys, so what you're going to need for this, obviously you don't have to have coffee, but it helps. You're going to need, now I am just making a recipe for me, so I kind of half this recipe, but I had one huge chicken breast, boneless chicken breast, and so I roasted it in the oven and then just shredded it up. So that's going to go in here. I'm dumping everything in a bowl and mixing it up before I put it in my casserole dish. Now, I had a half an onion left over when I had my jambalaya. And so I sauteed and softened a half a small onion. So that's going to go in here. And then I'm going to be putting in a can of diced tomatoes with green chilies. Now, this is a Walmart brand and it has no sugar added. But I have to tell you, the chilies in these are quite warm. So if you don't like something that hot, make sure you pick the one that says mild on it. And what I did was I drained these. I drained all the juice with a little strainer. I drained all the juice off of it because we're not going to want it to be so wet, because the type of spaghetti that I'm using, of course, is going to be, it's going to have a little bit of juice in it. So, alright, so I'm just going to mix these up. Okay, so the next thing we're going to put in is a little bit of salt. And I'm just giving it a couple cracks around here. And then we're just going to give about a teaspoon of black pepper. Because I know it's got seasoning in here, but, black pepper lays on a different part of the tongue. So it's a different kind of spice. Then we're going to put my favorite. We're going to put about, a tablespoon, or just a good half a palmful of smoky cumin. Now, I'm also going to be using some cheese. Now, the original recipe that I got from Beth, and it calls for like Velveeta cheese. So I'm not using that. I am using Gustos, and this is a cheese dip, and it only has like 1 carb per serving. And the original. Now, I'm going to tell you again, even the original with this is quite warm. So you might want to dial it back a little bit, get a milder cheese sauce. But I'm only going to put in just about a half a cup of this. And so you can see this has the chilies in it as well, along with the chilies from the diced tomatoes and chilies. But y'all, you really can't get it that hot for me. So I'm just going to mix this up. Okay. And then we're going to add about a half a cup of sour cream. Now this is going to dial back the heat a little bit, but not a lot. because I'm probably going to add hot sauce to mine when I get it out. Okay. Now I have about a cup full of cheese, and I just sort of created my own blend. I had some cheddar left and some Colby left and some Jack left, and so I just grated them all up. Remember, when you are eating cheese, it's best to grind your own or grate your own, because the other stuff has carbs in it and adds carbs to it, and yeah, and it's just not good. It's made with made from trees. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that in there, probably about a quarter of the cheese, quarter of a cup, because that's about a good, that was a good heaping cup full. Okay, we're going to put that in there. Now, you know, the pasta that I use is the skinny pasta. It's the cognac noodles. I love these things. They have no smell, and it's just wonderful flavor, wonderful texture. And, you know, these only have, well, it has 5 carbs per serving, but it also has 5 grams of fiber, and it cancels it out. I have actually sat down and eat a whole bag of these at one time. It did not affect my blood sugar, and it did not knock me out of ketosis eating a whole bag. So I know these are really good. And this is the spaghetti shapes. Sometimes I buy the just the what they call pasta shapes. But there again, I wash these off really good with warm water, and I have let them drain really well. So I'm just going to pour that in here. And I'm going to be very careful about it and mix my chicken and my pasta up together. Now, one thing I know about keto cooking sometimes is that my cooking times are a lot less than some of the recipes I find, because like I don't have to cook my pasta because it's already ready for me. All I have to do is rinse it off with warm water. Okay, so I have all this mixed up really good. And then I'm just going to take my casserole dish and give it a little spray with some olive oil, just to keep it from sticking. And then I'm going to pour this all in my casserole dish. Now, if I'd have had some, I would have put black olives in this, because I love black olives in Southwestern food. But I didn't have any black olives, and I am really trying hard to stick to my $50 grocery bill, you know, with the exception of the things that I mentioned. So if I make this again, I'll make sure I put black olives on my grocery list. And I'm sure I will be making it again, because it really is good. Whoops, runaway tomato. Okay, so I'm just going to smooth this out into a casserole dish. Now, because this has so much liquid in it, I am going to add a little something extra on top. I actually meant to add it in the beginning. I'm just going to add a little bit of xanthan gum in here, because this is going to make this gel. And I can just mix it up real easy like this. Okay. You know, I can't even begin to tell you how this smells. Everything in here is done. I could just simply eat it with a fork if I wanted to. But this is just a casserole dish. Is a great way to heat it all up. And I'm not sure, but I think Beth cooked hers either in a crock pot or an Instapot. But I will tell you, this usually calls for, like I said, cream of chicken soup and cream of mushroom soup. I wanted to make this totally Southwest, so I did not add any of those things in there. Now I'm going to take the remainder of my cheese. Sorry about that. I'm going to take the remainder of my cheese and sprinkle it on top. Now I'm going to put this in a 350 degree oven just until my cheese browns on the top, because really everything is done. So when this gets done, I'm going to clean up here a little bit, and then we'll come back and give it a taste and see how it looks. Okay guys, we are out of the oven, and doesn't that look good? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to dive into it. So let's see if I can do this right this time. I'm going to put you up, and we are going to dish it up and give it a taste. Actually, I thought I'd let you see how well it cuts. Look at this. Now this is going to be enough for me to have for dinner, lunch, probably another lunch. So I'm just cutting it up into 3 pieces. I'm not going to cut this half though. So cut that up like that. Alright. Now, it's a little warm still, so I probably should let it cool off just a little bit more. And I'd probably get it out a lot neater, but I'm hungry. There we go. And we'll just scoop out what's left. There we go. Oh man, does that look good. Alright, so now I'm going to put you back on pause, and we're going to give it a taste. Alright guys, here we go. I'm going to get some of the spaghetti, the chicken, the cheese, every little bit of everything. And blow it off. Just roll it up. Oh my gosh, y'all, that is so good. You have got to give this recipe a try. So, of course, the items will be listed down below in the description box, the recipe. And please give it a try, and if you do, make sure you come back and let me know how you liked it. I will also post this on my Instagram page and on my Keto Journey page. Now, if you haven't been over to visit to my Keto Journey, it's an expanded form of Keto Friday here on Crafts and More. It's called Keto Journey, and I will leave a link down below in the description box. I would really appreciate if you would go over and sub and check out the videos over there. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all next week with another recipe. Bye!